defense. Use silence for your confidence. Do you hear what I hear? Doors are slamming shut. Limit your imagination, keep you where they must. Do you feel what I feel? Bittering distress. Who decides what you express? Do you take what I take? Endurance is the word. Moving back instead of forward seems to me absurd. Doesn't matter what you see, or in doing what you read. You can do it your own way, if it's done just how I say. doesn't matter what you see or into it what you read. You can do it your own way if it's done just how I say.
It's 1988. We're on Monsters of Rock during the summer. Scorpions, Van Halen, Blackened. We're playing second on the bill and crushing everything. So that was a whirlwind in itself. That was like a big, big step that was happening, and we did 3-4 shows a week as they moved that giant around the countryside. In between those days, Lars and James were trying to mix, finish record, make it artwork, blah, blah, get all that stuff. I recorded my bass parts 2 days.
Yeah.
2 days I recorded all the bass parts, then I went home. And then just like I would ever have done in any Flotsam thing up to that point, because that's all I would have known up to that point. We did a couple Flotsam demos. Okay, that one, how long did that take? 6 hours for all the way from the beginning to the ending of the mastering. Okay, how long did that demo take? 8 hours all the way from that to the ending of the mastering. Doomsday for the Deceiver, how long did that take? 6 days from the beginning of the sounds to the end of the mastering. Okay, so you go in with the dude, and then Kelly goes and sits on his drums, and I sit over here and look through the glass on the bass, and I go 2, 3, 4. Okay, that one's done. 2, 3, 4. And that one's done, and that's what we did. There wasn't like a producer, director, guy coming, wait a minute, that needs to be a little more uniform right there. That sounds a little out of tune, man. You know, or any of the shit that I know now. You just go. You know, that's what I knew. So we did Garage Days, 5 days. To the end, 5 days. Okay, well, so that's how Metallica does it too, right? Listen to the Garage Days. Okay, there it is. The bass is there. It's all mixed real nice. The bass is loud as on Garage Days.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm going, here we go.
Yeah.
Right? So that's what I knew. So going with the assistant engineer to do the Justice thing. Set up the same rig I recorded Doomsday with and Garage Days with. I sit down, dude puts it on, I go and play the freaking song. Come back the next day, the other 5 songs, done. Load my back in my truck myself, drive back home.
Still DIY.
Knowing that it's going to come out sounding like Garage Days, going do. Well, it didn't, okay? My boys were busy, they were considerably drunk, and a lot of things like that. Besides the engineer guys being... I mean, they liked we won't even go to those places. Wherever their preferences were, that's what they were able to distract them from making the meat and potatoes of that thing. Any record we listen to, doesn't matter if it's red. Gee, who mixed that record? The guitar player! Okay, who mixed that record? Well, considering that the hi-hat is louder than the lead vocal, I'm going to say the drum. That's kind of what happened. And who mixed this record? Sounds like there's only 2 people in the band there. Oh, what 2 people mixed the record? Oh, the 2 guys you can hear? Huh. Amazing. Kirk and I were nowhere in sight when it came to mixes. Okay. We were in the hotel waiting after the Monsters of Rock gig for the next Monsters of Rock gig. James and Lars flew from the Monsters of Rock gig to Bearsville to keep going back and forth to New York with these guys and mixing. Those are in between those gigs. So completely spun out and all that. Anyway, in addition to being spun out. Full-blown show every day with all the, I mean, we did LA Coliseum at 80-some thousand people during at 3 o'clock in the afternoon, you know, under the bright LA sun, and there was no empty seats. That doesn't happen.
You know, we get called up to do Injustice for All and understand, Metallica was my favorite band. I mean, you know, I wanted to take Injustice for All and make Master of Puppets sound like a demo. I mean, that was my goal. But, you know, they wanted a different direction. They wanted more of a garagey direction. So what I can remember is I was working with my partner, Mike Barbiero. We get in and start mixing the songs. And Lars had a specific way how he wanted his drums to sound. He would actually bring in pictures of an EQ setup. And so I told Mike Barbiero, I said, Mike, why don't you work with Lars and get the drums the way he likes it? And once you get that, call me in. So they spent a lot of time getting the drum sounds and everything like that. And so I walk in, Lars goes, yeah, I'm happy and everything like that. And I listened to it, I said, this sounds like shit. I hate the sound. So I chased everybody out of the room. I think I had Hetfield in the room. I kind of changed the drum sound to make, you know, more what I was hearing. Then we put on the bass, the guitars, everything like that. And what was cool about Jason's parts, they were a perfect marriage with Hetfield's rhythm guitars. It was a great marriage. Worked out great. And so I'm getting the mix up and everything like that. Hetfield gives the thumbs up, so we decided to let Lars and everybody come in. So Lars comes in, and again, this is a long time ago. I'm trying to make sure I got the right memory here. And he walks in, he listens to it back a couple of seconds. He goes, he shakes his head. He says, stop tape. I said, what's the problem? what happened to my drum sound? And I think I basically said, you were serious? So we had, long story short, we had to get the drum sound the way he wanted. And I'm like, oh God, here we go. And he goes, okay, now the bass. I said, great part. All right, I want you to drop the bass level down in the mix where you barely audibly can hear it. I thought it was a joke. So I did that. And then they said, all right, drop it down another 6 to 8 dB. I looked at Hetfield like this. I said, is this guy serious? And Hetfield went like this. Okay. So when that happened, I said, you know, the vision, again, I understand. It's their record. It's not my record. But, you know, I had again, I can't, at the end of the day, if the band wants something, regardless of what I think or say, it's their record. They have to have final say. I get that. But I was so pissed off the way this was sounding, I called up my managers and I said, I love this band, but their direction I'm not going to be happy with. Find somebody else to do this record. And at the time, Cliff Bernstein and Peter Mensch were managing the band. They talked us into staying with it and everything like that. And I'm saying to myself, why are you doing this? I didn't realize, obviously, with the Cliff Burton death, and the razzing, again, I wasn't around with Newstead when he was getting tormented, I guess. But I guess it was like a college prank thing or whatever. But I didn't understand the politics of that until later. And then I was unhappy. I mean, my biggest downfall is I wish we were just jumping from project to project. I wish I would have said, you know what? When they leave, because they were on the Monsters of Rock tour, they would fly in from helicopter to like come and improve mixes during that. I wish I spent a week or two after that just to mix it the way I heard it. At least have that. Because understand that the multi-track tapes had about 5 million edits on the multi-track. Which means you open that tape up today, chances are that whole multi-track is shredded. And I wish I would have mixed it the way I heard it. But here's the funny story. When Metallica got elected to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, they flew us in. And so I get there. I think I was working in Canada at the time, so I flew in for the day or something like that into Cleveland. So I'm hanging out with Lars, and Lars comes up to me. We did have bass in the record, didn't we? I couldn't believe he said that. He said something that fact. He was with his kids. Yeah. I says, you're kidding me. You're absolutely kidding me. And it was kind of funny because I was hanging out with Jimmy Page there too. And, I mean, I have so much respect for that band, you know. I mean, I just wish I could have mixed it the way I heard it. That's all, you know. Simple as that. And then when the Black album came out, and I says, okay, I guess they listened a little bit. But